Well, hello, and welcome back to Cozy Corner Chats with Caitlin. I am your host, Caitlin, and today we're talking all about being chosen. Now, show of hands, even though I can't see you, take some accountability, okay? How many of us have stayed in relationships or friendships or situationships or careers far too long because we wanted to be chosen? We wanted people to see us. We wanted to be seen, valued, and heard, and we were asking the wrong damn people. So in order for you to understand how I got here today, and on the journey that I've now embarked on, you need to know where I came from. And so we got to rewind a little bit. Now, I've already told you a little bit about my story and how I got to where I am today in the grand scheme of things. But now we're going to really dig in and we're going to pinpoint certain aspects that I have found pivotal on my own journey. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find it helpful on yours. So I wrote down a whole lot and I don't want to miss anything. So if you see me looking down, don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm simply looking at my notes and making sure that I am pinpointing exactly how I got here today. So what does it mean to be chosen, right? Like, what are we seeking outside of ourselves? Well, we're seeking someone to come in and to fill the void that we have within ourselves. Now we're going along this journey called life, and we are hoping to meet people that are going to choose us for whatever the situation is. Now for me, it's always been romantic love. I've always wanted people to see my worth and my value, so I tend to draw in not so good people. And why is that? Well, being raised in the foster care system, I was moved around a lot. I moved around 17 times from the age of 7 to 16. And that really gives you a sense of instability. And in that instability, I just wanted to be seen. I wanted people to choose me, like, hey, choose me. Don't you see how smart, funny, and awesome I am? And I learned at a very early age to wear masks. So I knew exactly how to behave. And for the first couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, I would be the golden child. Everybody wanted the golden child until I settled in and I revealed some of my pain and I started to, relax around the family and the environment, and then they wouldn't choose me. So what does that do to a child? Well, it subconsciously programs them that something is wrong with them. And I know that there's nothing wrong with little me. I know that little baby girl in there's nothing wrong with her, but that's what she grew up believing. So from the age of basically since I was born to the prime age of 33, I thought I was unworthy of being chosen, of love, of appreciation. And I embarked on this journey of what does it actually mean to be chosen? When I was 19, I fell in love with my husband, my ex-husband, but I fell in love with him. And when I look back on that part of my life, I really thought I met someone that was going to choose me. And I trusted that he was going to continuously choose me for the end of time, right? That's why I took these vows. That's why I married him. And turns out he didn't. He fell in love with my best friend, and here we are. And that wound that I thought that I had healed and closed off, that being chosen wound, was slashed open, and I thought for sure it was going to kill me. I thought I was going to bleed out. I thought, this is it. This is it. Actually, you know what? I was bleeding out and then I met someone else and he came in and he tried to stitch that wound up, but instead he made it bigger. So the first relationship after a divorce is probably one of the hardest relationships, and nobody talks about that, but I think that's good for another day. I could talk about that for a long time. So we'll pin that conversation for another day. That's a whole podcast episode. But here I am, bleeding out, not being chosen. I don't have any stability in my life, right? I'm a single mom now. I'm a business owner. I don't have any relationships in my life because every relationship that I had while we were married was joined. So we had joined friends, joined community, joined family. Everything was joined. So when he left, he took all of that with him, including my best friend. So I was left with this gaping wound and all of this shit that I had to deal with. Being chosen, everyone leaves. And how do you heal this pain? How do you move forward with this being your personal reality? This was my reality. Nobody chooses me. Everyone leaves. And it wasn't that everyone leaves, it's that I outgrew the spaces and places and relationships, which created the tension and conflict leading to the end of these relationships, these friendships, these romantic partnerships. It does not mean that I'm never going to cultivate deep, meaningful, lasting relationships. I understand who I am now and how I am properly able to communicate where I'm at and what I need. And this drives deeper, meaningful connections with other people. And I had to grow that skill within the last 6 years because that skill was never able to grow and blossom in my marriage because communication was, he was having an affair with my best friend. Okay, so we can all agree that there was like really limited communication between the two of us. We were not vulnerable. This relationship was not built on depth and intimate conversation. I don't know about you if you are young, like older and you were married younger. I think you can kind of understand that like when you marry the person that you meet when you're younger, it's really hard to grow into who you are becoming in that marriage. And so I wouldn't be here today if he didn't leave, or we didn't separate. So now that I have these communication skills, I'm able to grow and harness and not harness, but like nurture these relationships that I now have in my life. And that can be platonic relationships, romantic relationships, which I'm not in one, I'm still single, relationship with my children, business relationships, partnerships that I'm trying to build and call into my life. It has allowed me to choose myself. Him leaving and all the people before him have given me an opportunity to consistently and always choose myself. So here I am, sitting here with you, some random stranger on the internet who decided to tap into this video, telling you it's okay to choose yourself. When there's no one else, it's okay to choose yourself. But it's also okay to allow other people to see you. Because when you heal that wound within you and you really do the work on it, you get to grow some flowers out of it. And you get to show it in such a brave, beautiful way. I'm trying to subconsciously rewire my brain in a way that me saying everyone leaves as a way of protecting myself, right? Like subconsciously when I say everybody leaves, don't get attached to people because they will leave. And I do believe that detaching from situations and people are really important because when we attach, we tend to want to control the outcome, or we want to control how that relationship is going to impact our lives or what it's going to play out to be. So when we detach, I feel like when we just allow things to flow and unfold in their natural way, it leaves space for us to just kind of like, groove in this space that we've now created. However, there's like a very small gray area that we can use detachment as putting up walls. And me having this wound that I've now let blossom into some beautiful flowers can still say, I catch myself saying, everyone leaves. So I find myself questioning, where does that come from? This is definitely a protective mechanism that I've put into myself because of obvious reasons, like here we are, everyone leaves. But that doesn't mean that in a negative way. People are allowed to flow in and out of your life, right? Like people come and people go, some for a season and a reason, and some might stay for a while. It does not necessarily equate to your value. That's maybe the driving home message that I've been trying to search for, and I've only come to finding that while talking with you because I have lots of notes here and that did not come out in my writing. Interesting. I like that a lot. So I've come to a place within myself that gives me a sense of peace and comfort, knowing that no matter what happens, I've got me. I'll be my own best friend and I'll be happy alone. But then I find myself again questioning, is that true? All the things I tell myself are met with curiosity. Everything is up for debate in my brain because I want to make sure that it's true. And I feel like this is such a great skill to have, to be the observer of my own thoughts. It's been a really cool tool that I've been implementing over the last 4 years. While it's really important to have conversations with other people, I've been able to catch myself in conversation of like, that's not what I meant, and I course correct. I am impeccable with my word, but I have enough humility to say I was wrong. Let me rephrase that, or let me correct myself. All that to be said, the conversations that I have in my brain now, the new rewiring, the new programming about self-worth and being chosen, it's layered. It's not just like this undercurrent of like, this is what it is. It's more of an umbrella of, okay, what's under that? What's under being chosen? It's self-worth, it's confidence, it's showing your shame and your mistakes, and showing up with vulnerability and authenticity. And I have no idea, by putting this out on the internet, what's going to happen. I am literally bearing my heart and my wounds and what I've learned on the internet, not knowing what the response is going to be. That is vulnerability. And that is truly how I want to show up in the world. But it's taken me a long time to get here, because I know who I am. And I know at the end of the day, I am proud of her. I love her. I honor her, and I choose her every single day. So if nobody else is going to choose you, if nobody else is going to choose me, then maybe it's our turn to choose ourselves and stop seeking that love and validation from outside sources. Being chosen, it hasn't been about the outside world at all, but it's been an inward journey to choosing myself, seeing my own worth, the value and beauty, allowing myself space to express and exist in this space. I am unapologetically myself, giving my inner child that little pigtailed girl, like that little version of me. She always has pigtails and it's curly, and she's so super cute with her big bold eyes, and she's just so curious about the world around her. I give her a chance to smile and shine and be in nature. That's where she's the happiest and most abundant, and so curious about everything going on in the world. And this is going to sound crazy if you haven't done any inner child work or parts work. Parts meaning there are different parts of you that are alive and well inside of you. You just don't know that they're there until you start doing some therapy. This is how I learned it. This is not something I made up. This is from therapy. And it's such a great tool to be able to use, because when you are rewiring your brain and you are healing through trauma, there are different parts at work. There are different parts of you in the driver's seat. And who is driving? Is it this version? Is it the 36-year-old Caitlin right now sitting in front of a camera driving the car? Or is it the teenage version of myself wanting to be heard, seen, and valued? Is it the little girl within me? Is it the 5-year-old girl with the pigtails? And is she driving the car? And I think it's important to understand and be able to have that split second, chat with yourself and be like, who's driving right now? Especially when you're under pressure, or especially when you're fired up and you're angry or you're triggered in some way. Like, wait, who's driving the car? Because if it's about anger and you're having an adult conversation with someone, your little child does not need to be driving that car, because it's going to turn into chaos. Neither does a teenager. We need to let them just, take the back seat and let the older versions of ourselves to navigate the conversation and drive the car. So this might sound crazy. If you've never done any of this, I swear it is a practice. I am not a psychopath. There are different versions of me existing in one body. These are different versions of me that have had different experiences that are now integrated into who I am. And it's very, very, very rare that the child within me sits in the driver's seat. She does not ever get to drive. And I have done a lot of work to get her to just chill the hell out, because I promise her all the time that I got it. I got it. We're going to be safe and we're okay. And I choose us. So that took a lot of work, and I think I went off on a little tangent here, but I do think that it's important. I do think that knowing, I didn't even write that down. See how things just kind of happen when you sit down and talk? Like, so cool how I can sit here and just have all these thoughts coming to the surface. So although my ex-husband and my ex-best friend did not choose me at the end of the day, it was a gift. This was a gift for me to do this work and to come into who I am today. But that being said, it was one of the hardest moments of my life, because it triggered every single wound that I had from childhood of not being chosen. And it was an opportunity for me to take that and to heal and grow and to navigate into the waters that I am today. I'm not saying that this is easy, okay? I'm not sitting here being like, hey, just choose yourself. It's so easy. I'm telling you, it's hard. It is really, really, really hard. And these are the moments that you do not, turn on your camera and share, because these are moments that you are in the depths, and it's in the darkness, and it is in the shit, and it's in the tears and the snot dripping out of your nose, and it is maybe drinking an entire bottle of wine by yourself and just crying. Healing is messy, okay? Healing these childhood traumas and going through the motions of healing is fucking messy, and nobody tells you that. Everybody comes on and they're like, yeah, here's a really inspirational quote about healing and love. That's nice. How did you get there? Because that's not how I experienced it. It wasn't all rainbows and fucking butterflies over here. Over here, I was on my knees. I was praying to God to make the pain stop. I was over here having a moment, asking for a light, asking to understand why it hurts so bad and why I am here. Those are the moments that nobody talks about. And those are the moments that you need to choose yourself. Those are the moments that you need to just calm the quiet, even in a drunken state, and be like, wow, I got me. Nobody else is here. Nobody else is here. Nobody's coming. It's just you. Nobody's going to put the bottle down. Nobody's going to pick up a pen and journal and do the work for you. No one's going to ask you the hard questions. Okay? You have to do that your damn self. And you will. If you are on this video, you have already started the healing process. And maybe this is just a little bit more of a nudge for you to really ask yourself, what else is there? Be curious with yourself. Dig in on that. What is there? And if being chosen is one of those things, I want you to ask why. Why do you want him or her to choose you? Ooh, this is a good question. What is it about this person that you admire so much that you see their value more than yours? That you are begging them to choose you? What is it? Because relationships are only a mirror. They are only showing you parts of yourself that you need to heal and work on. You begging for someone to see your value and your worth? No, we don't do that anymore. As of right now, we don't do that anymore. Okay? We need to flip the script and we need to say, hey, this person is not for me. I choose me. And you need to be able to walk away and not look back. You need to know that what is coming for you will not leave you questioning your worth. You need to know that what is for you, what will choose you, okay? What will actually choose you will come in peace and calm and love, and you'll get excited, and it'll be this bubbling of enthusiasm and charisma and care and nurturing. It will feel like it feeds your soul. Okay? You are not going to have to change into a different version of yourself. You just get to show up exactly as you are with your pain, with your wounds. Maybe you're not completely healed. Maybe I'm not completely healed, but something or someone will choose you for the job, the relationship, the success story, whatever it is, you will be chosen. Do the work first, so you are not self-sacrificing. Do the work knowing that you choose you, therefore what's meant for you will also choose you. Because people not choosing you does not give you an opportunity to prove even more of yourself, to give more of yourself to that. If you just work a little harder, if you just stay later after work, no, absolutely not. You need to leave the spaces and places that you no longer belong. Well, this was a little bit of a longer rant today. This was a little bit of a longer podcast episode, and I'm so grateful that you're here. We kind of went on a little flowy scale, but I really hope that it was concise and it drew back to the main focus, which is being chosen. I'd like to thank you so much for being here, for tuning in today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, to follow me on all the platforms so you don't miss out on more content. And I will see you in the next one. I'm so incredibly grateful for this space and this opportunity to share with you. I love you so incredibly much. I'm proud of you. Keep going. You got this. Have a great day. Okay, bye.